Who want a ticket straight to them pearly gates?
At the start of this video, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the lab monsters on Twitter. A lot of people on Twitter are doing great work. Throughout this whole video, I'll be showing you clips pretty much from Twitter. If you see someone playing a character you like, or if you see some tech that's really cool, go and give that person a follow on Twitter. But throughout this video, I'm just going to be showing you everything that's pretty much new for pretty much every character that was affected. But I do want to start off and say, you know, going back to the whole loot box situation, I do want to emphasize that we do not know whether or not this is loot boxes. It's our gut reaction just looking at all of the monetization and stuff Bandai Namco has done in the past, but this could very much well be something else. And there was a lot of people in the comment section of my previous video saying that this might just be a treasure battle, which is something that people were recommending or requesting, right? So treasure battle, loot boxes, or some other third thing. We'll have to wait and see until this is officially announced. But I just wanted to say that. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is the items. So there's two new items. There may be more added later, but right now you have the flaming staff and you have the guitar, like a ukulele. The flaming staff, I personally do not like. I think items that are weapons and can cause damage to opponent should be free, because if not, it's pay to win. And the reason why it's pay to win is because no other items can do what these items that you purchase can do. For example, you had that chair in a couple updates ago that used to break floors, and then you have this one now, which you can use in combos. And even though it's not the most, you know, game-breaking thing ever, it's still a form of pay to win. Items that can be purchased through the shop should be 100% cosmetic, and if they affect gameplay, then that's a no-go. But I think I'm the only person who's upset about that, so we'll move on. Some other things we'll talk about in this update is the lack thereof. There was people on Twitter and people on Reddit and people everywhere who was kind of disappointed because they didn't do more in this update. Now for me, I expected them to not do much. They literally said it in the patch notes of this update, the previous update, and the update before. They said after season 1, they'll get really hands-on. And even though they said that, I'm surprised by how much stuff they actually changed in this update. For example, Brian Fury and Shahid and a few other characters, I believe Lei, they got some new combos that's like very technical, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see like an AK or a knee using this stuff in tournaments. So don't completely rule out this update altogether thinking there's nothing in here. There's definitely some stuff in here. Now Yoshimitsu, he did not get a nerf. He actually got this small combo he can do now off of the back turn key charge. It does this weird pop-up where you can get like a little combo off of it. That's not what players want to see. They want to see this character destroyed, not small buffs. And if you think about it, that's kind of what they've been doing for Yoshimitsu in every update. Yes, they nerfed this flash very early on, but in every update prior, they gave him one little small thing that just adds to his already very deadly toolkit, right? So we'll see how effective this is in you know, months to come, right? Now for Lydia, they did a few things to her. One, they changed her rage start and they made the hitbox expanded. They made it bigger, and they did this so it's more consistent. You can see a combo where she's able to land it more properly. But one thing that they did to her and also other characters is they destroyed the tracking on their rage arts, and I don't know if this is intentional or if this is some horrible bug that exists, but I've seen multiple different examples. You guys will see those in this video as well, where the character rage arts are just whiffing like crazy, whether it be a sidestep, whether it be launching from a down forward 2, it's just not connecting. Now, while we're on the topic of things not working properly, you also have to talk about Dragunov. You know, he's a character who's known for having very aggressive wall pressure, and one of his main tools is this like big like axe kick. This thing can be spammed over and over and over again, and in this update, they wanted you to be able to get out of that. And you can, but only from player 1 side. Player 1 side, you can sidestep out of it. Player 2 side, you will get clipped, caught, and you'll be back in the same thing all over again. So they have to go back into the game and make sure you can get out of it on player 2 side as well. Also for Dragunov, he now has this weird like knockdown combo attack. He knocks you down and then he could use his rage art and he could combo off of it. Now I don't know if this is intentional or unintentional, because I believe Alyssa is the character. Alyssa has something very similar to this where she knocks you down face first on the ground and you rage art and you hit the rage art. So maybe this is intentional. Me personally, I don't think this is intentional, and they probably should address this as well. For the character Feng Wei, he can do something gnarly. He can break the balcony with his attack, and then he can, angle his combo towards the explosive wall, and then blow up that wall. These kind of things in Tekken 8 they do not want. Like for example, in Azucena's stage, you cannot break the balcony and then immediately break the floor. So the fact that Feng Wei could do this, once again, you just have another issue that needs to be addressed. Now, as for Reina has some new tech. It's actually pretty interesting, and I wonder how effective this will be. She can now knock you down to the ground and then run up and do her unblockable grab, and whether you tech left or right, she will stand up behind, or you will stand up in front of her, which she'll be behind you, and then that grab will hit and you can't escape it. So that's another weird thing that they added into this game as well. And I'm really not trying to like talk trash about the game. I'm more so just trying to emphasize how difficult it is to balance the game. They try to do something and then you have this weird unintended effect. And I always said problems will arise, but it's a matter of how quickly will they address those problems, right? Now for Jack, or we're skipping a character. Now for Steve has some crazy evasion in this update. I personally played against a Steve Fox and I was wondering why I could not hit him, but it's because of this update. He just moves, bob, and weave, and now he can like go through your attacks and just clap you. And maybe this will make him more effective. I know Steve mains have been saying that the character is very trash, so maybe this will make him more able to fight back and also just open up your guard, right? He's like a boxer. He's supposed to do this bob, weave, counter hit, right? That's his thing. Maybe this will help there. Now for Jack got some pretty good stuff as well, and I think Jack by far got the best stuff. I feel like this is like the second or third update where Jack got something and it is crazy good. I know people put him low tier on the charts, but eventually this guy's going to be looking like the Tekken 7 Jack. Okay, but what he has is basically some big buffs from his counter hit down forward 4. I like to spam this move when I do play Jack, and to see them give so much stuff from it is pretty interesting. He can combo off of it for max range, but then also he gets a strong grab mix up. And what I like about this, soon as something is discovered relating to Jack, you have Joe Crush, who is immediately putting in work in a real match, perfecting some random opponent. So Jack got some really good stuff. Be on the lookout for him. Expect a lot more grabs, a lot more mix-ups. He also has this thing where so I'll use Yoshimitsu as an example. Yoshimitsu has no sword stance 1-1, which knocks down. You cannot combo off of it unless there's a wall behind you. You can wall splat them, combo off of it, or if your opponent is a little bit against the wall, away from the wall, they will roll, but the wall will prevent them from getting that full distance, and then you can do another attack to combo. Jack now has something like that. It's a little bit more finicky, and it's not as reliable, and it's not as dangerous, but still, once again, someone like Joe Crush will definitely do this to you, whether it be a tournament or ranked. You will see good Jack players trying to land this all the time. He has many different things at the wall that he can do, especially when a balcony or a wall break is involved. So just look out for Jack. He's going to be something that you want to pay attention to. Now, Kazuya. They tried to fix Kazuya's wave dash attacks going into Rage Art, and as this person shows on Twitter, they still have not done that. Kazuya can still accidentally trigger a Rage Art. Now, I think a good solution would be to just change the input, but I know they want every character to have the same input, and maybe this is a good example of why that's a bad idea. I don't know, but they'll have to keep trying to make sure that doesn't work, because Kazuya wave dashing, that's like his go-to. He can't accidentally be throwing out Rage Arts while he's trying to get pressure, right? Now, for characters like Jin and King, there's some other characters this may apply to, but now they have some weird side switch Oki, and I don't even know if I want to call it that, but basically it's like when you're at the wall, you're pressuring your opponent, you'll do like a heat burst or something, and then the opponent will go the other way and your character will chase. Yoshimitsu has some tech like this as well. Yoshi mains have sort of got it down pack, and they could do this intentionally, kind of like a weird cross up. The situations visually look the same, but I don't know how like actual the same they are in sort of game plan and just like trying to mix up your opponent. Also, for the character Harang, basically short and simple, he now can stick to you more. You used to be able to just backdash, and just escape his pressure, and eventually he'll start whiffing, and then you could punish him, whiff punish, launch punish, rage art, whatever. But with this update, there's specific moves that will close that gap, and you will not be able to backdash out of his range so easily. So now you will have to think a little bit more about how you want to react, sidestep, punish, crouch, grab, block, right? You have to think a little, you can't just back up and just beat all options, right? And I think that's good because, you know, when you look at some of the other things characters can do, you understand how just someone being able to just back up out of your attacks can really kill your momentum, right? Especially when you can't do the same thing to them. Short and sweet, that's everything that we have in this update, everything that I've seen on Twitter. If I missed something, comment down below or send it to me on Twitter. My DMs are open.